Hello students, welcome to the problem series, and in this video or in this lecture we will discuss a numerical that would be based on the parallel and series connection. So let's see our first problem. So this is our first problem, that is a series and the parallel connection is given. Okay, and what we have to find, we have to find the current in all the respective resistances. Okay, so this is a basic diagram. Here is the battery connection. This is the key. The key is simply that connects the two wires. So okay, so that is acts like a switch. That acts like a switch. So there is no any kind of resistance here. Okay, so we have just battery and resistances in our circuit, and that is our ammeter that measures the current. Okay, so what we see, that if we start a current from here, that it will flow like this, and on coming to this junction we can see the current have three different pathways to go to the right side of the circuit. Okay, so whenever there comes a junction and there is a division of current, so we call it a parallel connection. Okay, so what we see, the current divides. So let's name the current in R1 as I1, in R2 as I2, and in R3 as I3. Okay, so by this way we can see our I is divided into three parts, that is I1 plus I2 plus I3. So we can write our current in this addition form. Okay, now what we have to find, the total current. Okay, so we can see these all three R's in parallel. So let's calculate first R equivalent, or you can call the total resistance because of this parallel arrangement. So we can write 1 upon R1, that is 4, plus 1 upon R2, that is 6, plus 1 upon R3, that is given 12. Okay, so let's take LCM. So our LCM is 12, so it will come here 3 plus 2 and plus 1. So the total value that we are getting, that is 5 plus 1, that is 6 upon 12, and again that is 1 upon 2 R equivalent. So what is the equivalent value we are getting? That is 2 ohms. Okay, so now using the Ohm's law we can write that V is equal to IR. So what is I? I is the total current. Let make the resistance as equivalent, and V is the potential of a battery. So for current we can write I is equal to VB upon R equivalent, that is 6 upon 2 is equal to 3 ampere. Okay, so this is the total value of current that is flowing through this circuit, and that is, you can say, that is the current liberating or coming out from the battery. So now we have to find this currents. Now what we see, that we know the one rule, that in parallel connection, the potential is same for every resistance. Okay, for every resistance we can say the potential difference, okay, or you can call PD, is same. So that means V for resistance 1 is equal to V for resistance 2, and V for resistance 3 is equal, okay, is same as the potential of our battery, that is given 6 volt. Okay, but this rule applies when there is no resistance. Okay, mind my words, what I am saying to you, that if there is no resistance between the parallel connection the parallel connection and the battery, so that is a very exceptional case. Okay, so you must see that here is a battery and here is the our connection parallel arrangement. Okay, so what we find on either path, either from right hand side or left hand side, there is no any other resistance. There should not be any other resistance between both these. So here also no resistance and here also no resistance. Okay, so that's in that condition only we will say all threes are equal, but will be equal to VB when this condition follows. Okay, so what we can write, let's write for V1, for R1 we can write using Ohm's law, V1 is equal to I1 into R1. Okay, so what we can say, the I about I1, that is V1 6 upon R1. So what is R1? R1 is our 4. Okay, so it will be cancel out, that is 3 by 2, and it will be 1.5 amperes. Okay, now let's write for R2. So for R2 again use P2 is equal to I2 R2. Okay, so its value is again 6 equal to I2 into R2 is 6. So what is our I2? That is 1. Okay, that is our 1. Now let's write for R3. So we are writing for R3. So I'm writing direct 6 is equal to I3 into 12. So what is our I3? That is 6 by 12, that is 1 by 2, and you can write it as 0.5 ampere. Okay, so now you have got all the current values, so your answer has came. Now if you want to check your answer, then we have our first equation that was written I is equal to I1 plus I2 plus I3. Okay, so what is the value of I? So you have calculated 3, so let's write here 3 is equal to, what is I1? I1 is 1.5, I2 is 1, and I3 is 0.5. Okay, so if your answer is correct, then the left hand side should be equal to right hand side according to this equation. Okay, so if we add it up, so what we get, that is 1.5 plus 1, that is 2.5, and this 0.5 makes the 3. So that means our both sides are equal, thus we can check or say our answer is also correct. Okay, so now let's do the second numerical. Now I am going to show you that what are the different ways that we can arrange the two resistances in a parallel connection. So maybe in board exam or any other exam, there could be a confusion for you, but if you will understand the pattern about the parallel, then you will never confuse about it. So first I am drawing a very simple parallel connection, that is the way we have studied parallel. Okay, so this is the simplest way we have studied. This is our battery, this is our R1, and this is our R2. Okay, so that is the first format that both are in parallel. Now the same example can be also given in the form of the battery has been shifted here in the between, and the second resistance is brought in the last side, that is the second configuration, and that is again the parallel connection of R1 and R2. So how to judge it? So let the current coming from battery is I. So if you see there is a junction, so what happens? Current divides I1 and here currents I2. So what we see, when I2 goes here and when I1 after traveling here, they again meet and become I. Okay, so here we are getting a junction, that's why we can say these are also in parallel. And always take a current direction from battery, that is positive terminal to negative terminal. Okay, so that we have already seen that what should be the direction of current for a given battery. Now let's see the third configuration. So again it can be given in as okay, so this is again R1 and this is again R2 and this is our battery. So if you see this diagram, it appears again that it appears to be a complex, but again the R1 and R2 are in parallel. Okay, so how we can see that? Let's say a current is going. So if it is current is going, then we found a junction, and from junction the current divides into two sides and again they meet at this point and constitute the I. Okay, now one thing, a question is coming, then why, how we are seeing this configuration, why we are seeing this configuration? So I want to show you one thing, that if there are two junctions, okay, mind the words, if there are two junctions and we have a resistance like R2, we have R2 here. Okay, so if the end connection, if it between the end connection of any resistance and the junction there is a simple wire, okay, there is a simple wire that is without resistance, so what we can do, we can short this length of wire according to our need, or we can also extend this wire according to our need. Okay, so let's see the reason for this, that if there is a resistance, okay, if there is a resistance R2 and between this R2 and this junction, if there is a simple wire, okay, if there is a simple wire and there is no resistance between these point and this point, okay, so what we can do, we can extend our wire or shorten our wire according to our need. So I am converting this diagram into the first way. See very carefully that what I am going to do. I am putting a battery here. Okay, now I am see here the from R1, this R1 junction and this battery, there is no any other resistance. Okay, so what can I do? I can shorten this wire. Okay, so that means I can shift this resistance on this wire like this. So what I am getting, I am getting as this R1. This is our R1. So our R1 is shifted at this point. Okay. So we have drawn this first R1. Now what happens when you will extend this R1, what will happen? The R2 will also shift along with the junction. And what we have to do? We have to shift this junction, the right hand side in the below. So again you will get the equivalent diagram as this. So now you got in the same way according to first. Okay, so this is a way to arrange. Okay, let's take one more example. I want to take one more example, that if the connection is given like let's take this example as so this is our R2 and this is our R1, this is battery. Okay, so again we have this type of configuration. So let's see how we can see that if a current is going I. So you see here we got a junction, let's name it P and let's name it Q. Okay, so the current will go and divide into two parts, and the divided currents will again meet coming to Q, and finally we get again our original value I. Okay, so as you can see between the R2 going through this path and Q, there is no any other resistance. So what we can do, we can shift this R2, we can shift this R2 here to appear it as a parallel. Okay, so what I am going to do, I am going to shorten this length of wire and shifting the R2 as here. Okay, so let's see the diagram. So let the battery be here, let R1 be there because R1 is connected correctly in a parallel way. There is no problem in that. Okay, now when you shift R2 here, what we are going, we are shifting R2 here like this. That is the R2. Okay, so again you got, now both are in parallel to the battery and our problem is easy to solve now. Okay, so that is a way. Mind my words once again, that if there are no any other resistance between a path, then what we can do, we can shift our resistance by shortening the length of wire or increasing the length of a wire. Okay, there are two more configuration that I want to draw with you, that in a circular way. This is a R2 R1 and this is our battery. Okay, so this is the another arrangement. So what we can see, that if the current is, first we will take a current and you will see that whether we are getting junction or not. So we are getting a junction, let's suppose name is O. So your current is divided into I1 and I2. Okay, so when this current go I1 and here goes our I2, then what happens? Okay, so you can see between this R1 and R2 there is a wire, and there is no resistance along this wire. So what we can do, what I told you, that you can shorten this wire and directly connect it with each other. So see what I'm doing. So first I'm connecting these 2 points. Let's name this point A, B. So we are connecting A and B by shortening this wire. Okay, so what we are getting, we are getting it as this R1 and this R2. Okay, now we have again, there is a wire that is connected to A. So see, A is here now and B is also raised here. So now it become a same point. So what we can say, there is a wire that is extending from A to this junction. Okay, so here is our battery and here is the connection, and again we have a second wire that is here. So this has only left. Okay, this has only left. So what we can do, you can see here, we can again transform this diagram, and we can remove the second wire and we can bring the battery here. Okay, so what we can do, see once again what I am doing. let's this AB junction, okay, and we are drawing our two resistances, that is our R1 and this is our R2, okay. And see there, what we can do, we can shift this battery in any of the two wire, okay, in any of the two wire, because there is no any resistance on this loop and on this loop. So I am just trying to shift this battery like this, okay, and I am removing this wire because this wire has no resistance. So either you put it here or you remove it, it do not changes, okay. So again we got R1 R2 in the parallel with the battery. So that is about the different configuration, and now you can try it out the many problems on that.